I'm interested in what drives you now. I get when there's a point to prove, when you're an immigrant, that when you've been picked on, that when you've been...
But you know what's funny? My spirit doesn't come from that chip on the shoulder, even though I just spoke with passion about it. Mine's about curiosity I like the game. I'm curious in a wild, I would have loved to have been a professional athlete. I'm so sad I wasn't. That would have really, really satisfied me because the data was there. If I was a running back in the NFL, it would have been over, and I would have ranked 97th in career rushing yards, 400th in career touchdowns, right? 18th in receptions by a running back. And I could have that would have enjoyed that. I would have been like, good for Barry Sanders. He was better than me. And fuck you, fucking Ricky Williams, I was better than you. That's what drives the shit out of me in entrepreneurship. I love this game of brand building and business building. I'm talking what drives me as a professional. As a human, what drives me is to be happy as often as possible and interact with the people I like the most as often as possible. But so much of what I love and what makes me smile is the friendships I make through the process of business, the family I make through business. It's so fun for me, and I'm curious. I love where I'm at right now. I've done well, but there are unlimited people on stats that have done better than me. But I have a sneaky feeling that I'm gonna catch up. And so what drives me is I think I've been built for the fourth quarter my whole life. I alluded to it earlier. Everything I've been building is for 60 to 70. So.
Do you still want to be working and grinding when you're 16, 17?
Of course, because it's my hobby. I don't want to do anything that I don't like. I was a DNF student because I didn't like it. I was smart enough to get B's and C's, but I didn't even have that gear in me. If you said to me, hey, great interview, do me a favor, can you help me hang this picture real quick? I'd be dead. I'd literally rather give you lots of money or do anything. I would go on a conference call to all of your employees for 14 hours that I don't have, sooner than help you hang that picture. So of course I want to do that, because I don't think of it as grinding. I don't think of it as hustle porn. I think of it as doing the thing that brings me the most joy. I would rather be in a business meeting than on a golf course. I would rather be in a business meeting than sailing. I would rather be in a business meeting than cooking. I'd rather be in a business meeting than watching a movie. I'd rather be really watching the Jets, having dinner with my family, love dinners with people, love jam sessions. It's so fun to be in Austin. This is where I learned to love it. South by Southwest, on the ground, in hotel rooms. Give me 25, 7, 19, 8, 13 smart people, clever people, thinking people, thoughtful people, and just jam about it. I'll take that over working every day of the week. But there's just not a lot of garage sailing. I know that's a funny, people, a lot of the kids, because my TikTok videos a lot of the kids think of me as the garage sale guy, because my TikTok videos do but even that's business, marketing, buy, sell, trade. I really love it. And so of course I want to be doing, you hear these stories, I'm sure this has crossed your paths, of the people who retire at 81 and then die at 82. I know why. They thought it was what they were supposed to do, and it took the life out of them. I have two important things to say about this. One, I'll do this forever, and I really hope to live to at least 100 doing it. Two, I'm incredibly excited of making my last social media post a split screen of this, where I just ranted here, and now 71-year-old me is making a video and saying, today's the day I'm retiring, both from running businesses and making content. This has been the great joy of my life. I love all of you. I hope that all the archives of everything I've put out can bring value to all of you. But today was the day I woke up and I said, I don't like this anymore.
So you're open to this trajectory not continuing in the way that you see it right now?
In a way that would make your fucking head spin. In equal, visceral, high energy of the day I wake up and I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm out. In the same way that I have full conviction as I sit here right now that day will never come. And you know how proof happens? Time.
Correct.
These fucking kids hate me for pushing patience like it's the fucking cure, but motherfucker, I know all these alpha A and B fucking winners that I see. I see them every day. I read all their DMs. I watch them. I may not remember their name, but I can tell you the joke they made. Nicky Cass, right? I know that fucking kid is funny as fuck, and he's got fire in his belly, and I can do shit like that, and I'm telling you right now, the #1 kryptonite for all these fucking supermen and women is fucking patience. They want this shit so fast because they're insecure. They want to show everybody they already won because they play for them, not themselves. Could you imagine if athletes played for the audience? Can you imagine if athletes cried when the Knicks get booed? I'm so pumped about the Knicks right now, finally. The Knicks get booed every single game, every single basketball team that plays in a major city. If they're down 11-0 and have to call a timeout because they came out shitty, Philly, New York, LA, they get booed. Could you imagine if they're like, I'm not going back out there, I just got booed. That's literally like being a content creator when somebody shits on you or you have a bad day and you don't want to post again. People don't have inner strength because they're insecure. And that is what I'm obsessed about 80% of my content, to find different ways to get people into self-love because it unlocks fucking everything. You can't play if you're not strong.
What do you make of the culture of cynicism on the internet? That, to me, seems to be kind of the set point, ground zero for the way that people behave online, is this cutting, sardonic, very cynical, zero-sum mentality. I
think the internet and social media doesn't exist. I think they're a mirror of human truth. So when I hear you say, what do I think about the cynicism of the internet? I take out the word internet and put in society.
Aren't people that cynical because they don't seem to behave that same way in the real world?
That's because it's scarier to do it. You might get punched in the face. Keyboard warriorship is real fun. People do it in their own minds. They don't say it to your face because they're weak. The cynicism is happening in the airport right now. They're like, look at her. Who does the fuck she think she is dressing that way? They just say it in their head. The greatest thing that ever happened to the human being is social media. It exposed the living fuck out of us, and it will allow us over this next decade or two to take one step backwards, to reassess, to take 2 steps forward. I believe this era of social media will create the great renaissance era of having real conversations around insecurity and self-esteem.
Why?
Because I think there's a lot of pressure. Because I think the conversation you and I are having right now, because I think it's in everyone's face, because I think people are scared, because I think suicide and insecurity and unhappiness is fucking really feeling it. But the silly thing is there's much more negativity in mainstream media than there is in social media. You can't find positivity on mainstream media. You can find unlimited, come hang with me. You can find unlimited positivity and answers and things that have merit and trying to figure it out with optimism that is practical. So I laugh about where we're at right now on the shitting on social. I laugh because this is another cliche example of the world not understanding. We did this with alcohol. The 1930s in this country of America, we banned alcohol. I love when people are like, we need to ban social media. I'm like, knock yourself out. Can't wait to see how that works out. Like, people are so naive, as if you need to ban the whole fucking internet if you don't want to deal with what we're dealing. What do you think happens if we banned all social media? Reddit would be a cesspool even more than it is now. Forums, comments on blog, like humans are gonna talk now on the internet because you can hide. The shit we used to think in our own heads or only talk to our one friend about or sit in our dinner table and talk about, we now talk about out loud. One of the reasons humility is my partner is I don't give a fuck about Garyvee. I'm proud of it, but it is not who I think I am. It is not my identity.
Where do you take that from?
That detachment of it?
No, where do you take who you are from? If it's not from the things that you spend, you evidently take pride in being successful in growing.
In order, starting with my mom and dad, then my sister, then my brother, in order, probably the top 100 people that have spent the most minutes with me in my life and what they think about me.
So for people who are wanting to go on a path of success and exposure to the real world, is that a prophylactic, having a circle of people that you trust, that you have faith, have their best faith in you and care about you beyond not just what you do, but who you are?
The reverse. The having those 100 people be someone that you want to do the best for. Right? Like, to me, like, you become sustainable and unbeatable if your framework is giving, not taking. And if you do that with those 100 people, of course the outcome of them caring about you will happen. You've been giving them deposits of love and emotional strength, financial strength, whatever you're providing for them. And so, yeah, I think simplicity is a big game. It's really cool how this all worked out for me. I could have been born in any era. The fact that I'm born in the era where the merit of attention and business is all based on the internet now, no gatekeepers. Good for me. I'm good with that. 2, the era of judgment at scale that will disintegrate the most insecure and allow the most confident to shine, leave impact, inspire the next generation to get to true self-esteem, not fake self-esteem, and be able to navigate these choppy waters. Good for me.